Okay, here's what happened, okay? We recorded a 2-hour conversation. I asked her yesterday if I could just buy the full convo off of her. What are these fucking comments?
I don't think anybody...
I'm so disappointed in Destiny. He usually makes sense, but he's low-key victim blaming right now and taking all responsibility off men. Sad. Never let him think again. What's he talking ab? Destiny definitely did a bit of True. We were rooting for you. Is he for real? Setting boundaries is a game being played. I love her. How do you stay this calm, Death? This man needs to be on a watch list. Bro, Jesus. This just caused so much anger in my soul. TikTok lets you reply to these as a TikTok? But why did he touch her? I don't even know what we talk about in this.
I don't think anybody wants to be a rapist.
Sure. Probably some people do.
I think it's the
some people want to. Okay, let's be real.
Of
girls not willing to be upfront with what they want at the beginning of an encounter. I would say for women, if you don't feel like you
Okay, I feel like I gave two sides to that answer. Okay.
Say no in the moment, I would say put off like new sexual experiences until you feel like you can do that.
So yesterday I told you and Charlie that I was in Malibu on a date, and I said, I think you want to stop to try and kiss me, and I don't want to kiss you. And he's like, no, I'm not going to try and kiss you. And then we stopped, and he still tried to kiss me and got physical with me. And your guys' response was, well, now you planted it in his head, and he's going to think he thinks it's a game.
Because of how the culture exists right now, a girl might say, I've had a girl say this to me, where it was like, okay, we can do this, but we're not going to do anything sexual. Like something like that. And it ends up being like, the fact that they even brought it up means that it might be something that they want to entertain in the future, but there's kind of like a weird game being played.
But even when I verbally say no, you guys are pointing to like the larger culture and saying like, well, there's these games being played. What autonomy do I have in that?
I mean, all you can do is like, you assert verbally, then you assert physically, and then if they keep pushing, then you walk away. That's all you can do, right?
I'm still trying to pinpoint exactly what your advice is to women, because I saw in a panel you were saying if a woman's not capable of verbally, and you specifically said verbally asserting a boundary, she should not be having casual sex. But now you're expecting women to not just be able to verbally assert their boundaries, but be comfortable in a situation where they're now being like physically dominated to now activate their fight or flight, which is a way higher demand than just saying, I don't have sex tonight, which a lot of women do. And like you said, guys keep pushing.
Okay, well, what's the alternative?
Putting more onus on men.
Really? We've been telling men don't rape and don't do this for a long time. Why would you send a woman
to say no, to not go to bars?
Yeah, but they don't. Right now, the cultural conditioning is that like it's expected for a woman to freeze up and just get raped.
So do you agree then that your advice of women should be better at verbalizing no is like insufficient?
Just verbalizing is not enough sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you have to like physically assert a boundary too, sure.
If that's how most rapes are taking place, women are already like suggesting implicitly or explicitly that they don't have sex, and it reaches the point where they then have to push it, then I don't think that's ignorance on the guy's part.
Well, it feels like you guys are like really obsessed with like, I want the guy to be like,
I feel like there was another response before that. Jesus.
evil rapist.
Okay, so let's say I'm the perfect
Is this clip champing?
and asserting boundaries verbally.
Yeah.
Like I say, before I even go to a guy's house, I don't want to go to your house because I don't want you to think I'm having sex with you. He's like, no, we can just chill and watch a movie. And then we go and we continue to drink. What? What's so funny?
Why the f would you drink this much around a new person? That's so stupid.
Evil. He is evil. He doesn't
no, but he might be evil a little bit, but you're also really retarded.
But don't just say that all you're asking is to verbally assert a boundary. You're also saying keep counting your drinks, don't go to a guy's house, always fucking have this like force shield around you.
Do you think it's really that insane to tell somebody like, hey, if you're around a new person, you probably shouldn't consume like an inordinate amount of drugs?
So I'm saying you make women look like idiots when you say we just can't verbalize a boundary.
You're telling me that you can't say no to a drink?
We have to treat guys like fucking bears and cavemen. We're gonna try to us at every turn. Don't accept the drink from him. Don't go over to his house. Don't do all these things, which is fine. You can advise that, but don't say then that the guy is devoid of malice.
Brutal. That's a brutal clipping. Let's go to a more honest interlocutor now, Mr. Girl.
Much fun, and it.
Okay, here's what happened, okay? We recorded a 2-hour conversation. I asked her yesterday if I could just buy the full convo off of her, because now I'm like, okay, well, we need to post everything now. But she said she's only got like 44 minutes of the footage left because she's already cut it down. I think that the issue is, We talked about it. She said she could try to post a full 44-minute, but I don't even think it's worth it at this point. It doesn't matter. Listen, it's all learning lessons. I think the issue is that for her past content, she basically what she does is she writes skits and then she has a guy like read a thing off and then she responds. So she has like a formula for doing her TikTok skits, which is really effective and works really well for her TikTok.
Where's the best place to hit on women?
At the gym. Correct her on her form as an opening. At the gas station, preferably when she's alone, so her fat friends won't be around to cock you. Waitresses are generally a safe bet.
But I think the issue is that she's not used to having like a real human being on the other end of that interaction. So like when she's editing her TikToks in the past, she's not thinking like, oh, like I don't want this guy to look bad, because it's like it was like her ex or a friend that's like reading off like lines that she's already written on her shit. So I think when she was editing down mine, she's not really thinking like, oh, is this gonna make him look bad? She's just trying to like get her point across basically. But I mean, like obviously we talked about it a lot yesterday. She's gonna send me like future ones she does so that I can see it. Like I think she's gonna post another one today, but it's a much better back and forth than just making me seem like a fucking rapist. How does she only have 44 minutes of footage left and not the whole thing? Because she just records shit onto the SD card on her camera, and then she has to clear everything on it because she's taking pictures for stuff. Did you review the one that's going out today? Yeah. I told her for the past ones I said you can release whatever you want. I don't care. But I didn't think it was going to be that egregiously done. But also I don't think she thought it was that egregiously done too. Or not. Or maybe she's a huge backstabber. She was a secret agent sent from labs. So you think what you want. I don't care. But do you think people are being unfair with regards to attributing malice or negligence where it isn't? People are for whatever, for everything. People have no. There's actually one really good post yesterday. Actually, I think the only one that had something good to say was that God Killer dude. I should be more strict about like asserting my shit, which I'll probably learn to do eventually. People assuming that it was malicious are retarded. People assuming it's because I'm just trying to fuck her are retarded. Yeah, I agree that it was obviously a bad cut. But like looking at like the totality of like all of her past shit and everything, and then I spoke with her a lot yesterday. Like I understand how she edits stuff, so I'm very disappointed in you. Why do you not care? Well, I do care, but it's already out there. There's nothing you can do at this point. You have to move on with your life. Like you go to the next one, hopefully the next one's better, and then you move on from there. What am I gonna do? Cry about like shit already happened? It popped off. The fires burn through the forest, and then the trees will regrow. That's all you can do. Thoughts on the last No Jumper episode? Why was she there instead of Zerka? The only thing she said was a promo to her OnlyFans the last 15 seconds of the episode. When we were going to film the last episode was me, Dick, Vito, and Adam. It was supposed to be the four of us. And we sat down to record, and there was a fifth chair there. And then Farha was just like sitting off, like just hanging out because she was obviously done for the day. She wasn't doing anything. And then Adam was like, oh, you should come sit here for
Happy
this.
wins.
And then he was like, oh, okay. That's why she was in the last episode. But she had nothing to contribute or say about any of the topics that were going on. So I know a lot of people are like posting like, oh, she's such an ungrateful fucking cunt for blah, 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 blah. But it was like, Adam was like, come sit here and be in this chair. And she was like, oh, okay. But yeah, she had like otherwise
Could
no
we get
part
another
of...
900 plus, please? Missed the last one by a few minutes. Happy hands.